Hello, everyone. This is Matthew McQueeny from Conobos. It is April 12th, 2022, and Sitecore made a big announcement today as it relates to the direction of its Sitecore Experience Commerce product. With me is Dennis Augustine, partner at Conobos and a six-time Sitecore MVP. Dennis, what was the announcement that Sitecore made today?
Was a bit of a bombshell, but something, Matt, that we've been talking about and saw coming for a while, right? They announced today that they'll no longer be actively selling or continuing new sales of Sitecore Experience Commerce, or otherwise known as Sitecore XP, or sorry, XC rather, Experience Commerce.
And so you use the word bombshell. You've been in the Sitecore world for many years. Why is that a bombshell? And maybe talk a little bit about where the marketplace has gone, and that might explain it, right?
Absolutely. Well, Experience Commerce was one of Sitecore's flagship products for quite a while. They have Experience Platform, XP, Experience Manager, which is essentially the same product but scaled down a little bit. And Commerce was their other kind of large product. Customers who have invested in Experience Commerce is a hefty product. So customers have to invest many months. Projects for Experience Commerce typically run 6-8 months, a year, over that in some cases. I have one current customer who's been working on their commerce implementation for the last 2 years. So you can understand there's a lot of sunk costs for a lot of customers with commerce, a lot of investment. It's a very powerful platform, but the directional shift of Sitecore has led them to kind of go in a composable headless direction, as we have seen that in the commerce marketplace in general. And so now it's a really bombshell for those who have invested in commerce over the years and for their sunk costs. And I'm sure a lot of them, especially if they can have like a couple of our customers, Matt, who have completed in the last year or so upgrades or new implementations on commerce, it really is going to set them aback a bit.
So if they're not selling new implementations, right? How long do you think customers who are on the platform currently really have of daylight on the platform?
Well, Matt, I think that there's a lot of kind of flagship brands, logos on Sitecore's list with commerce, so they're not going to drop it immediately. It's going to be a couple more years of active support, but all of those customers are going to be encouraged to move to the new composable stack. My guess is we're looking at, probably 2 years at the tops, 2-3 years, where you really want to kind of stay there. But again, these are generally speaking complex enterprises, and they are what I would call a cruise ship, and it takes some time to redirect a cruise ship. You have to start making that move now, I think, if you're on your roadmap, looking at what's ahead, even if you have still a couple years leadway, because ultimately some of these projects take a year plus to set up, and you're going to have to pick a new platform and direction. So I would say that anybody who has commerce today, even though they might have a year or two until Sitecore kind of discontinues its active support of it, should be planning on a move to a composable approach starting right now.
You and I remember, were on a call where we actually heard whispers of this direction in late fall, early winter time.
Yes.
Why do you think this was announced now? I mean, no day better than the next, right? But why do you think
Sure.
now?
Well, Matt, I think, yeah, and we have our sources, which we won't out, but there was certainly whispers of that throughout the Sitecore community and organization, that really was not a direction to be pushing new customers even a year or so ago. And why now? Better late than never, most definitely. I think that perhaps, I think it's out of, honestly, an abundance of caution and care for customers that they'll want to let them know you really should start to make this change, and for partners to know not to continue to have their customers, kind of waste those efforts and costs. So in my thinking, I'm going to put on the best way of thinking about it is they probably realize, listen, we are committed to this composable direction. That is the future for the platform. That is the future for the marketplace. Let's just, for our customers, tell them to go this direction now. For our salespeople, tell them not to continue to sell it. And I think it's going to put the best light on it. I think it's in the best interest of customers to make that transition.
You brought up composable. You've been a bit of an evangelist on composable business in general. What would you say to those decision makers who might not know a lot about composable DXP and are feeling overwhelmed by it right now?
Well, first of all, don't blame yourself, because I think we've done a poor job, and myself and all of us in the industry and the vendors have done a poor job of explaining to a lot of the decision makers why they should care about composability. And I think we've made it a technology message when it is not a technology message. It is a business agility sort of a message. And it really is the way that modern enterprises will work. We talk about best of breed when it comes to platforms, but that also applies to people and process as well. As a matter of fact, people and process first, and then platforms third. And so composable thinking is about how you will organize your business and your people and processes around the packaged business capabilities that you need to be successful. And that's what Gartner was talking about in 2019. And they said in 2019 that business needed to start to begin the transition today. That was 3 years ago. And like I said, when we're talking about the enterprise, you need to start those transitions. And today's announcement kind of underscores the wisdom of starting those movements now.
So last question, we tend to do road mapping sessions with customers, even partners included. And we tend to say that you don't have to go from an all-in-one to all at once. Is the best approach to look at your future over the next 3 to 5 years, AKA road mapping, and begin to decouple the important elements of your technology stack?
You 100% got it right, Matt. I look at it, and we'll be talking a little bit more about it in the days and certainly I think for the years ahead. We want to encourage people or organizations to have a evolutionary rather than revolutionary thinking when it comes to changes to their stack. There is no revolution without martyrs. And you don't want your people or you to be one of the martyrs of your revolution. So it is much better for organizations to start to think about how will we evolve our platform and our approach over time so that we can get to the composable space. Modern digital experience is not about spending 6 months in your bat cave and having something come out fully baked. Modern digital experience is about learning to engage in a conversation with the customer, and to have your platform processes and people evolve over time. And that's exactly what I'm going to encourage everybody listening to do. If you're an executive and you want to make sense of this composable headless Jamstack and the word salad of buzzwords, give us a call so that we can start to take you through it. And we've been doing Sitecore for a long time, but as you know, Matt, over the last 2 years, we've also been doing a lot of composable Jamstack things and making that transition ourselves. So we don't have a vendor horse in the race per se. And so if somebody wants to get a objective third party opinion on that, we're more than happy to help in that area.
I love it. We're not looking for martyrs. It's about the art of the possible. Dennis, thanks so much for chatting.
A pleasure, Matt. Thank you.